Welcome learners for our today's lesson. Our last lesson we talked about rivers in Africa. Of course we looked at the source and where the river drains, that is the mouth. But today I want to talk about the characteristics of rivers in Africa. So one of the characteristics of some of the rivers in Africa, we are saying that these rivers, they have what is known as the waterfalls and the rapids. So we are saying our number one character is rivers. Some rivers have waterfalls and rapids. Another character is some rivers are seasonal, some are seasonal. You can also say some mouth of rivers in Africa do not provide good harbors. Some source, some mouth of rivers in Africa does not provide good, good harbors. We also say some rivers pour their water into the lakes, seas or oceans, either in form of delta or an estuary. So we can say some of the rivers ends in, that is delta or estuary. I want to talk about, to stress about this point that we have written. So we are saying that rivers have waterfalls and rapids. Now, this makes it impossible for what is known as navigation. So when you talk of navigation, definitely in these rivers it is impossible, which means when you talk of navigation, we are talking about the vessels. Vessels, of course, that travels, that is on water. So we are talking about navigation. So due to the waterfall and the rapids, it is going to be impossible for navigation to take place. Then these rivers are seasonal. Seasonal means that these rivers, the level of water decreases when it is dry. So during dry season, the level of water goes down, which makes it impossible for navigation again to take place. Then we are talking about the mouth of rivers in Africa. In Africa, does not provide good harbor. When you talk of harbor, we talk of the dock. So where the ship, of course, can dock. So we don't have good harbors. When you talk of the mouth, that is where the river drains its water. Then some of the rivers ends in a delta or an estuary. Again, it is going to be impossible for we now to create something like a harbor or something like where the ship can dock. Then other characters, we're saying that rivers that form an estuary, that is at the mouth, enter the lake, oceans or sea through a single channel. Remember, I have talked about an estuary. So an estuary is whereby a river enters into, that is now the mouth. The mouth is where the river drains. And of course, the source is where the river starts. So we are saying that these rivers that enters into the lake, ocean or sea through a single channel we are calling this to be an estuary. And some of the rivers examples are, we have River Congo as our example, we have River Orange, we also have River Gambia, we have River Senegal, Atepe, and Zambezi. Then when you talk of rivers that of course enters into the mouth in delta, examples, we have River Niger. You have heard of the Niger Delta. Something about the Niger Delta, we are talking of the mining of oil. Then we have River Tana here in Kenya. We also have River Nile, of course, the longest river in Africa. So, learners, I want you to pay more attention on our lesson as we proceed and see some of the lakes, of course, why some lakes are salty and why some lakes are fresh. So we have the salty and we have the fresh water lakes. So just to give an example of salty water lakes in Africa, we have Lake Rukwa, we have in Kenya, we have Nakuru in Kenya, we have Lake Magadi in Kenya, Amboseli in Kenya, Lake Bangweulu, we have Lake Chala, Lake Natron, Lake Chad, Lake Eyasi, and Lake Ngami. Then the fresher water lakes in Africa, we have Edward, Kyoga, Albert, Tana, Malawi, Victoria, Turkana, Tanganyika, Naivasha, Baringo, and so on. We also have what is known as the human-made lakes. What are these human-made lakes? Human-made lakes, of course, we are saying these are lakes that are created behind human effort. So, one, for example, we have the Volta River, where it's found in Ghana, and the scheme there, of course, it is Akosombo. Then we have Kainji. We also have Nasa. We have Kariba. We have Masinga, and we have Kaborabasa. Then Lake Malawi, Lake Tana, Albert, Kyoga, and of course, I was saying that the human-made lakes, I had given examples of Kaborabasa, Masinga, Kariba, Nasa, Kainji, Volta. Then when you talk of, now the rivers behind this, we have Volta, that is the Volta River in Ghana, Kainji, Niger, in Nigeria, Nile, that is in Egypt. Then we have Zambezi, Zambia, Zimbabwe border, the Tana, we have the Seven Fork, then Zambezi, that is on Mozambique. So basically our lesson today is just a recap of our last lesson, that is on rivers, the source, examples of these rivers, the characteristics behind these rivers, and of course to wind up we have talked about the lakes, the fresh and the salty. And of course we say that freshwater lakes, this is a lake that has got the inlet and outlet. Then the salty has got inlet but there's no outlet. So I want to thank you learners for today's listening. Then I will give you some work for you to do. Thank you for listening. May God bless you. Thank you.